Okay, the next step in our Photoshop workflow is to convert your color photograph into a black and white photograph. And the idea here is to do that in a way where you're not irrevocably discarding the color content so that in the future you could go back and revise the image and treat it as a color photograph. Just as a digression, the reason we're doing this is that at the same time you're learning the techniques of photography, you're also going to be learning about photographic form, that is, how to structure and compose an image. And it turns out it's a lot easier to kind of get a handle on that if you subtract out the formal and technical considerations of color. We'll get into color a little bit later in the course. So here's how you do it. You're going to first of all have to see a new window, which your instructor will explain to you in some detail. And that is under Window. You want to bring up something called Layers. Any image is composed of a background layer. That's the starting photograph. And then you can add on top of that what are called adjustment layers. And the adjustment we're going to be doing here is a black and white transition. So what you need to do is look down at the bottom here in this window, and you'll see this cryptic little circle icon. That's where you create new adjustment layers. I'm going to click on that. I get a pull-down menu, and I want to look for the black and white option, which I will click. You can see the photograph has been changed from color to black and white. You'll get this pop-up menu that looks a little bit complicated and intimidating. Don't worry about it. The default settings are fine. So I'm just going to make that go away. And one important thing to notice here is that while we have the photograph now in black and white format, that's completely reversible. If I click this little eyeball icon in the adjustment layer, you'll see that the color photograph exists underneath of that adjustment layer. So the color's still there, but for editing purposes, we're viewing it as a monochrome image.